Right, and characteristics, and also we have discussed the process of filter implementation, that is filter design. First we have to do the filter specification. So what specification for particular application or design, then we have to look into the low pass prototype of that. Once we have done the low pass prototype, then we can conversion and scaling will do. Finally we are going to convert that low pass to any other type of filter like high pass, band pass, and band stop, whatever it is. Okay, now today we're going to see how can we able to design the maximally flat low pass filter prototype. So with the power loss ratio expression, and what are the is it possible to design LC circuit with RLC circuit. So what are the expressions need to be solved. And so in the earlier class, so we know the expression for maximally flat filter, that is magnitude filter. The power loss ratio, it is 1 plus k square into n, right? So this the same process of the filter design, the filter implementation, we need to follow here also. Okay, that is, first we need to have the filter specification. So now we had the filter specification. Okay, so then later we have the low pass filter prototype. First we will going to design what is the prototype of this, then we will going to have the scaling and conversion. Okay, then later we have the implementation, that is, this implementation is very critical, because if you want to band pass type, so we need to convert that low pass type to band pass type, or even band stop or other things. Okay, so like that, so we need to again, for the same thing, whatever we are going to design, we have to do the same process. Okay, but we have not yet discussed this scaling and conversion, so that we are going to do. But what are the circuit parameters and what are the equations we need to get that, so maximally flat response, that we'll see. Now we can take the n equal to 2, so second order filter, so we can take the maximally flat. Okay, maximally flat low pass filter design. Okay, so for n equal to 2, we're going to see how actually the expressions will come and how we can able to get that. So now we know already, so the expression for the power loss ratio for the maximally flat type, that is 1 plus k square into omega n, that we already know. Now here in this specification, so we're going to take the normalized element values of L and C. Let us design L and C filter circuit parameters along with some loss, okay, which is having a resistance. So now for the maximally flat response, so let us assume the source impedance Rs, which is equal to 1, the source impedance whatever we are assuming, and the cutoff frequency let us assume 1 radians per second, because we are considering it as a normalized values. Okay, we are considering it as a normalized values. Okay, now if I consider that normalized values, 1 wc equal to 1 radians per second, rs equal to 1, then your power loss ratio, which will be equal to 1 plus. Okay, so now also we can take, let us take k equal to 1 also. Okay, the coefficient whichever we have here, So k equal to 1 r. Then what we will going to get 1 plus omega. So this omega c will become 1 and this will be 1. So n equal to 2. So we will going to get power loss ratio is 1 plus omega power. Okay. So now this is what the power loss ratio, and whatever we will going to pick the frequency, based on that we will going to get the power loss ratio. Okay. So now if we consider that the circuit, let us have the source. Okay, and we have the source impedance which we have assumed it as 1 ohm, the normalized value, and we have the low pass filter means we have L and C circuit, and we have the load which is actually having a value of R. Okay, so now this is L and C, so we need to find out what are the values of this L and C in order to get that maximally flux. Okay, so now if I divide the circuit, okay, so this is a load and this is a source, and if I look at the input impedance of this, okay, so that is Zin. So now that input impedance we can write. So this is in the series case, so that is j omega L plus, again if you see the R and C values, it will be in the parallel case. So that parallel combination we are going to get 1 minus, so R into 1 minus j omega C omega RC. So this divided by 1 plus omega square R square C. If you just find out the input impedance, so you will going to get this equation. So that generally we have the equation Z naught into ZL plus Z at transmission line equation, so to tan beta L. So based on that value also you can, so having a length, some length, that. So here we are not considering the physical length, but we are considering the L and C values. We can also find out the input impedance in that case also, and generally we can take the parallel combination and series combination, we can even find it. Now we know the gamma reflection coefficient. If I look at this at this point, okay, what is the reflection coefficient? That gamma is nothing but input impedance minus 1 divided by input impedance plus 1, because we have normalized the value. Okay, so the source impedance we have normalized the value 1, so we will going to get the, so in the reflection coefficient which is in terms of this Zin minus 1 by Zin plus 1. So now this PLR ratio, whatever we have, or loss ratio, in terms of gamma also we can express. We already know that it is 1 over 1 minus gamma of omega square. So that we can express it as 1 over 1 minus the magnitude of gamma square. Now if I put this gamma in terms of the input impedance, we will going to get 1 over 1 minus, okay, so Zin minus 1 plus 1 here, plus 1. See, since it is a gamma square, so we can take the complex conjugate of input impedance and we can multiply. Okay, so gamma in minus 1 divided by gamma in star plus 1. So now if I take the magnitude value of these two, so because even though complex conjugate is there, when we take the magnitude value, it will become gamma square. So magnitude of gamma square. Now if I simplify this, we can take this magnitude of this one, Zin star plus 1. So we can write that Zin plus 1 magnitude. Okay, so that Zin plus 1 magnitude square. So because in the new denominator it will going to be in the numerator if I take a LCM, and it will give, so Zin plus 1 square minus, so here you will going to get Zin 1 minus square. Okay, so that if you simplify, so you will going to get 2 into Zin plus Zin star. Okay, so this is what you will going to get the power loss ratio. So now if I put that this expression, okay, so for Zin in terms of omega R and C, because again it is a little bit time taking or time consuming these values and derive the expression, but I'll give directly what actually this expression will give, that power loss ratio. Okay, so if I put that, so that Zin and, okay, so if I put that Zin plus Zin star, what might be the expression? If I put that Zin expression whatever I gave earlier, so that it will going to give, so we will going to get 2r divided by 1 plus omega square R square C square. Okay, So now if you put again z in plus 1 magnitude square, so if I put the expression of z plus 1, so that expression you will going to get it as r by 1 plus omega square c square r square plus 1. So this is actually the part, and another part is omega l minus omega c r square, this divided by so divided by 1 plus omega square c square r square. This is what you will going to get dz plus 1 whole square. Okay, so now that PLR ratio, so if I substitute this values and if I get the PLR ratio, so we get 1 plus omega square c square r square divided by 4r, okay, so into r divided by 1 plus omega square r square c square plus 1, so this whole square plus omega l minus omega c r square divided by 1 plus omega square r square c square is whole square. This is what you will going to get the expression for PLR ratio if I input these values into the expression, that is, so earlier we have done z in plus 1 whole square divided by 2 into z in plus z in star. If I put that values into the equation, you will going to get like this. And after simplification, now if I do the simplification for this, you will going to get 1 plus 1 over 4r into 1 minus r square plus r square c square plus l square, okay, minus 2 lc square into omega square. So now you can see we are from this expression we are separating the values of omega terms and without omega terms, okay, plus l square c square r square into omega power 4. So this is what the power loss ratio expression or insertion loss ratio expression in terms of L and C component. Now you can see in the above equation, so here, so this equation, so we have taken the polynomial of omega square. If I take the polynomial of omega square, these are the expression. Okay, so now comparing to uh, the earlier equation which we have the resistance value 1, we have normalized value, we have taken it as rs equal to, okay, so if I take that, so since the power loss ratio, if we want to get that value 1, okay, the power loss ratio, so is 0 dB insertion loss or power loss ratio 1 for some omega equal to 0, because at the exactly starting point here, okay, so this is value where the power loss ratio is 1 or 0 dB at omega equal to 0. If I want to get that, so and also in addition the coefficient of omega square must be vanished, so this should be vanished, okay, so how to get that the vanishing of this term and this one, so then only we're going to get that exactly at omega equal to 0 0, so that we're going to get that, so only when, so that equated to the value 0, so the earlier whatever we have, so the omega square term, that it will going to be equated to 0. So if I do that, so that r square c square plus l square, okay, minus 2 lc r square, so this into omega square, so this is what we have the omega square term. Now if I equate it to this 0 and we know the r value which is equal to 1, so what you will going to get, you will going to get c square plus l square minus 2 lc which is equal to 0. Then what we will going to get, so this we can write it as c minus l whole square which is equal to 0, and eventually this will going to give which is l equal to c, okay, so that means, so the values whatever you choose, so that you need to get the normalized values which is l equal to c. Then for the coefficient of omega power 4, so earlier we have the coefficient of omega power 4, so that is l square c square r square and then omega power 4, so these are the coefficients of omega power. So now that should be become to the, so that if it is unity kind of thing, so then our power loss ratio we have earlier 1 plus omega power. So that is what we have assumed for r equal to 1, k equal to 1. Okay, and then we have the n value which is equal to. So if I done using that equation, we end up with this 1 plus omega power. So now in order to get this equation, we have to get this value 1. Okay, so now if I equate that one to 1, so we will going to get L square C square which is equal to, so 1 by, so 4 into L power. So that if you have done the equation like this, that should be equal to unity, because L and C will be equivalent here. So L square into even L square, so it is nothing but L power 4. Okay, so that expression earlier 1 by 4 factor is there, that 1 by 4 into L power 4, if we equate it to 1, you will going to get L and C values which is equal to square root of. So this is what you will going to get the L and C values for the, so this particular n equal to 2 case, that is the filter order n equal to 2. So now this same procedure so can be extended to find the element values for filter, so with any arbitrary number of elements. So if you take any n number of elements n, okay, so the same procedure can be used to find out those n number of elements. Okay, so now the for normalized filter design, so we have where the source impedance is 1 ohm. Okay, and omega c we have chosen it as 1 radians per second. Okay, so that, so we can able to design the circuit. So now we have found out this, we can write the circuit how actually the filter normalized coefficient which we have. Okay, so if I write like that, we're going to get like this. So we have the source. Okay, so we have the source, so impedance which is rs equal to 1, and we have, you can even we have capacitor, inductor. So even, so different kind of configuration also we can write. Okay, so we can take a first one capacitor which is equal to G1, the constant value whatever we're going to get, L2 which is equal to G2, again L3 which is equal to, that is C3 which is equal to G3. So it will go on like this. So based on the number of elements, so it will give, it will be on like this. Okay, and finally we have end up with the load. So that will be having a filter coefficient Gn plus 1. Okay, so this is one configuration. So another one we can have the current source, and we have the source resistance parallel with that, and we have the inductor, and then we have a capacitor, and then we have inductor like that. So this will be nothing but the L1 which is equal to G1, this is C2 which is equal to G2, and L3 which is equal to G3. So like that we can have the different configuration, and here again we have the G which is equal to Gn plus 1. Okay, so now here the whatever the rs ohm, so 1 ohm, so that will going to take it as g naught. So that will be equal to either, it will be call it as r naught or g naught. So based on the whether it is a series or whether it is a parallel. So if it is a series we'll call it as a resistance, if it is parallel we can call it as a conductance. Okay, so now that g naught which is equal to, so generator resistance or conductance. Okay, so generator resistance or generator conductance. Okay, so now if you take the gk values, whatever we have g1 g something like that, from k varying from 1 to n. Okay, so this is a k value which is varying from 1 to n. Okay, so now if it is the inductance is in series, so that is gk, either maybe inductance for series inductors, we can take the inductance value, normalized value for series inductors. Okay, or we can take capacitance for shunt capacitor, or capacitance for shunt capacitors. So this gk values, whatever g1 g2 whatever we are taking here, so that gk values, so if it is inductor we have to take the series inductance, or if it is a capacitance we have to take the shunt capacitance. You can see always the capacitance will be in the shunt configuration. inductance will be in the series configuration. Okay, so that is based on the values, how much filter order is there, and also so based on that we are going to get. And this Gn plus 1, which is nothing but the load resistance. Okay, so the load resistance, if it is a so earlier here, let's say there is some Gn element here, whether it is series or parallel. So if it is the Gn element is a shunt capacitor, let's assume it is a shunt capacitor. Okay, so that is Gn. So then if it is the load resistance will be become resistance. So if it is a capacitor, so this load will become equal to resistance. Okay, if my Gn is equal to capacitance. If my Gn is equal to capacitance. Now if I have the Gn which is inductor. Okay, so if I have the Gn which is the inductor, that is sorry series inductor, not the parallel one. Okay, so if I have the inductor which is series, that Gn element, then we can have it is a conductance. The load resistance is a conductance if my Gn is inductor. Okay, so this is how the configuration happens, and based on the values of the filter coefficients, that is based on the value of n, we're going to write the configuration of the filter. Okay, so now you can see the duality nature of this. So we have the voltage source and we have the current source, so this will possess the duality so nature. Okay, so but both will give the same filter response. Okay, the filter response from both the circuits will be same. Okay, now for the practical designs, so it is necessary to design the so the size of the filter, that is n, and also we have to specify the insertion loss, if it is what is the cutoff frequency and everything. So based on that we are going to get the filter response. So this is how the maximally flat filter design will going to, based on the power loss ratio expression. That is power loss ratio, we have 1 plus k square into omega. So based on this expression, we have assumed some parameters here and we have arrived the filter so circuit or filter specification. So this is about the maximally flat filter prototype response type design. Now similarly, we have the another kind of type, so that is equal ripple filter. So that we have already discussed. Okay, equal ripple, or we can have the Chebyshev kind of response. Okay, so now we know the power loss ratio for this. What is the power loss ratio for this? That is 1 plus k square into Tn of x, because this is a polynomial of that Tn square of x, or we can have the Tn square of omega. So because that is, so we have the with respect to frequency, if you want to take, we can take, and we will assume that is omega equal to omega, so that is sorry omega c equal to again normalized value, that is 1 radians per second. Okay, that we can assume omega c equal to 1 radians per second. Okay, so now the here the 1 plus k square which we have here, the factor. Okay, so that will decides the ripple level. Okay, so ripple level. So now that, so based on the polynomials of this one, so we're going to get the Chebyshev polynomials, and that response, that Tn of, if you say some 0, so the polynomial of 0, so this will be equal to 0 for odd values of n, and 1 for even values of n. Okay, so now that whatever the equation, now here we have the power loss ratio equation. So we can see that the filter will have the unity power loss. So even we can have the unity power loss ratio at omega equal to 0. Okay, so if you take the filter response at exactly omega equal to 0, we'll be having the unity power loss ratio. That power loss ratio will become equal to 1 and it will be 0 dB. So that is what we require here also. So because so something like this is a the ripple, and we will going to get something like this. Here also in this case, so at exactly omega equal to 0, we have the unity power loss. So that is, it should start from here. Okay, the value of this is 1. The power loss ratio should start from 1 or 0 dB. Okay, so that is for n equal to odd, and power loss for n equal to even, it will be 1 plus k square. Okay, so that n equal to even, it will going to start from 1 plus k square, and n equal to odd, it will start from 1. Okay, at omega equal to 0. So that is very important in Chebyshev response or even equal ripple filter. So for n equal to odd, it will going to start the power loss ratio at n at 1, which is nothing but 0 dB, and for n equal to even, it will start from 1 plus k square. Okay, so now we need to consider for n equal to 2. If I take the even order n equal, then this polynomial, that is 2t2 of x. Okay, so that it will going to give 2x square minus 1. This is a polynomial which is standard. So t0 of x, it is 1, t1 of x equal to x, t2 of x equal to 2x square minus 1, like that it will go on, the polynomials of this. So you can refer that. So if you just type Chebyshev polynomials, it will going to give for different values of n. Okay, so now if I put that, and if I obtain the expression for the, to find out the values of LNC, we will going to get 1 plus k square. So we need to substitute that. So we're going to get 4 into omega power 4 minus 4 omega square plus 1. So that we can see here. So if I substitute the polynomial and with respect to omega, so some equation, so we have the earlier equal ripple filter, you can recall that is a equal ripple filter. So after this we have omega by omega c whole. So this, okay, so this is what omega c, if I take 1 radians per second, you will going to get 1 plus k square into tn square of x into omega. So now if I substitute all these things, and we'll going to the simplify the equation, so you will going to get the equation as 1 plus k square 4 omega power 4 minus 4 omega square plus 1, which is equal to 1 by 4. So r, that is plus 1 by 4 r. Again we have to take the input impedance of that filter, and we have to do it. So the same procedure we need to follow. So that only I am giving the final equation. So where we'll going to get the terms in terms of the, okay, so that is r square plus l, r square c square plus l square minus 2lc r square into square, okay, plus l square c square square omega power. So this we have earlier also we have designed this one, and we have arrived that one. We need to equate it to this one. So now if we equate that, so ripple, so if we equate that, then we can solve for the ripple level. So this ripple level, so it is for the known value of RLC, we'll going to get the ripple level. Okay, so now exactly if you take at omega equal to 0, now all the omega terms you keep it as 0. So then what you will going to get, you're going to get 1 plus k square, so at omega equal to 0. Let us see whether it is, how much it will give power loss ratio. So that is 1 plus k square into 1, omega is 0 now. Okay, and here, so this term will going to be 0, and this term will going to be 0, and we will going to get, so 1 plus 1 by 4 r, so this into 1 minus r square. So this is what you will going to get. So now this 1 will get cancelled, so you will going to get the k square, or we can have 4k square, which is nothing but 1 minus r square by r. Okay, so this is what you will going to get. And so if we equate that omega power 4 and omega square correspondingly in these expressions, so then you will going to get the again k value. Okay, so this if I equate at omega equal to 0, we'll going to get this. Now similarly, if I equate the omega square and omega power 4 terms, okay, so you will going to get the k value, that is 4k square, which we can able to get it as 1 by 4 r into l square c square r square. So this is the power of omega power 4. And similarly we're going to get minus 4k square for omega power 2, which is nothing but 1 by 4r into r square c square plus l square minus 2 lcr. So this is omega power 2 if I go into e. So now this can be used to find out the values of L and C. Okay, so that whatever we have earlier k square, which is equal to 1 minus r square divided by 4r. So this equation also can be used to find out the values of L and C, where this value should not be unity. So then the r value, if it is going to be unity, k will be equal to 0. Okay, so that's why there will be a impedance mismatch in that case. Okay, so that impedance mismatch if the load has a unity impedance, so that should not be there. And this can be corrected with the quarter wave transformer. So by putting that quarter wave transformer at the load side, we can able to get that, so mismatch problem can be solved. Okay, so now by using the additional filter element, so to make n odd, so because we need to get that 1 power loss ratio 1 for odd, power loss ratio plus 1 plus k. So if I want to get this, so if I have n equal to even, so you can add the element to get the odd number of filter. So and also we can show that for that r equal to. Okay, so that is how, so you can find out the L and C values from this expression. So again whatever we did like that, so based on the k value, and we're going to get the L and C value. So just you can if you add these two equations, you will going to get the values of L and C. So like that we can able to find out the values of L and C for this also filter, that equal ripple filter. So this is about the equal ripple filter. So where we can obtain the, so expression for the particular value of polynomial, that is based on the n, that is order of the filter. Okay, so next one is, so the linear phase low pass filter prototype. So now we have already discussed the filters which is having maximally flat type, and also we have the equal ripple. So now here a linear phase response can be designed in the same way, but the things are simply, it is a complicated because we need to take the phase response linearly over the pass band. Okay, because we have to take the phase of the voltage transfer function that we have discussed earlier, and which is not simply expressed as its amplitude. Okay, but we have to take the design values into the consideration, we have to derive the values. So based on that we have to design the lead, because somewhat it is complicated to get the phase value linearly over the pass band. Okay, so that is, so linear phase filter, so that we are not going to design that, but only we have the equal ripple filter, maximally flat filter design, that will going to. So now again, so if you come to the filter transformation. Okay, so now we have already seen the third stage, that is scaling and whatever the conversion we have to do. That filter transformation, that will be called it as the filter transformation, scaling and the conversion. Okay, so now the low pass prototypes. So you can see one more things, I'll show the filter responses, that whatever the G1 G2 values for a particular order of the filter. Okay, so you can see this element values for maximally flat low pass filter prototypes. So G naught equal to 1 and the cutoff frequency normalized value equal to 1, where the n is varying from 1 to 10. Okay, so here you can see what are the values of G1 G2 G3. So based on that values, whatever you're going to take the normalized values, we can able to design the filter, and finally we can, so from the normalized values we can able to get the absolute values, and we can able to get the what are the LC values. Okay, so this is for the table we need to use for the maximally flat filter prototypes. Now if I take the 4 order 4, we have to use this element. Okay, and if I take the 7, we have to use this element. Okay, so always this load value which will be equal to normalized value, which is 1. So this is for the maximally flat filter, and you can see the curve how actually the attenuation happens. Okay, So this is ulta which is given. So generally we have like this. The power loss ratio will be having like this, right? But here they have considered here the value of the power loss ratio from here to here it is varying. So like that, n equal to 1 2. So you can see the slope of the filter also here, how much the filter order it is varying, then the slope how much it is becoming the sharper. Okay, and this is for equal ripple filter. See, frequency 1 n equal to 1 to 10, and the ripple level it is 0.5 dB here. Okay, for the 0.5 dB ripple level we are going to take this value. Okay, you can see again the variation from 1 to 10 filter order. Based on the order of the filter we are going to take, only we have the specification of 0.5 dB ripple, otherwise we cannot able to take this tape. So if we specify that ripple level at 3 dB, so then you can take this value. Okay, these are all the values for 3 dB ripple level. We're going to design filter only for one particular ripple level, so then you can apply for other ripple level also. Okay, so this is what the table. So while designing also you need to take this filter coefficients, and you can see equal ripple filter the attenuation how it is happening. Okay, so we are not showing the ripple level but only the attenuation, how variation with respect to the filter prototype is, whether it is the 0.5 dB. So because this is a is the 0.5 dB ripple level, this one b is the 0.3 dB ripple level, the attenuation it is varying. Okay, this is what the curves and filter coefficients which we need to correct. So now the filter transformation. So as I said, it is a scaling. Uh, so we have already seen that low pass filter type filter maximally flat or the equal ripple level. So where we have the normalized design which is having the source impedance of RS equal to 1 C equal to 1 radians per second. So here we show the designs so can be scaled in terms of this impedance and frequency, because that is a very important thing. We have normalized value of the RS which is equal to 1. We have to scale that impedance to the absolute value, and also the frequency which we have taken the normalized value omega c equal to 1, we have to convert that into the whatever the desired frequency, so that later we can convert that low pass filter prototype into the band pass and band stop and also high pass we can able to. So now we can see what is that impedance scaling and frequency scaling. Okay, so now what is this impedance scaling? So in the prototype design, so we have the source and load resistance which are unity which we have taken. Okay, so except that equal ripple filter, so for even n case, because that it will go to the 1 plus that k square expression which is 0, that in that particular case we need to accept this load and source resistance which is equal, because that expression we have that k square which is equal to 1 minus r, so divided by 4r. So this we have. So if I take r equal to 1 it will go to 0. So in that particular case we need to be very careful, and that particular case we have to derive external. For all other cases we need to assume that load and the source resistance which is equal to 2, and here in this particular case we can assume it as a non-unity load resistance. Okay, now a source resistance of R naught can be obtained so by multiplying the impedances of the prototype design. Okay, so whatever we have filter coefficients, so we assume the RS equal to 1, so that you can multiply the whatever the value which we get from the filter table, and so the normalized value which is 1, and we can able to multiply, and the whatever the characteristic impedance of the complete filter design, or that whatever R naught value we will going to specify, based on that you will going to get the conversion. Okay, so now that new values we can able to express in terms of this R naught. Generally we have the Z0 specification of Z0 in our E1 micro design and all. Z0 we have specified. Here instead of Z0 we are going to specify the R. So now based on the values of L, normalized values of L, we are going to get, if you multiply the R0 value, we are going to get the new absolute value of L. Okay, so this is L dash, and C dash we are going to get C by R0, and then we can have RS dash, the source resistance, which is nothing but R0, and we have the load resistance, which is equal to R0. Okay, so based on the value of R0, we will going to convert that impedance, and we will going to get the conversion. Okay, so now similarly we can able to get that frequency scaling. So for different kind of filter design, that frequency scaling, so we'll going to design the next class, that it will take some time explain for all the filter different filters. Okay, so that's why we're going to discuss that frequency scaling in the, so we'll stop here. We'll, so I won't take 42 members because I will be having only 7 to 59 call. Don't come in between and go and be present at exactly within 9. So now if you have any queries or questions, so design, and you will completely understand when we completely design one filter design by taking the coefficients, that we're going to design maybe in the next class, one filter design, so that you can able to get how the actually the design happens. Okay, so then we'll stop here.